Welcome to the first video in this new series, Excel for Stock Market. We're going to kickstart the series with the simple but effective stock lookup template. In this video, we will cover the template's features, stocks data type, and explain how to use it. We will also introduce two different types of formulas that you can use to retrieve this data into Excel. And finally, I will go over some of the issues or gaps that I experienced when using the stocks data type in Excel. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so now. If you like the content and if you think that some others will benefit from it, please share. Now let's get started. So now we have this template. The template is very, very simple. So there is not a lot of input. So you can see that I have entered Microsoft as the stock symbol because the purpose of the template is to look up price and other related information about a specific stock symbol. So we have entered Microsoft here. I can type in Tesla and now it went and pulled in Tesla. I can enter Apple. It'll go and pull Apple. I can do F for Ford Motor Company. I can do GE for General Electric. I can do can't think of anything else right now. PayPal, maybe. That's actually People Trust. So I think I'm probably done. There we go. PPL is a Utility Holding. So this is not, again, PayPal. But I'm not a active trader, so I don't remember all the symbols. But you can see how the template works. As soon as I type in the symbol, it pulls up that's relevant information almost instantaneously. And you'll see that the data is as of 1:23 p.m. And right now, I think, mine is somewhere close to 1:23 p.m. And so this is real time data. There is a delay though. There is a delay of up to 15 minutes. And I will talk about the delays and what type of data is available later in this video. But the point here is that you are able to see instant information as soon as you type the stock symbol. There's another little input here where I have the UTC offset of -7 hours. And this is because I live in the Pacific time zone and I actually have to offset -7 because I'm behind the UTC or the universal time. But if you're ahead, you will enter a positive number. And if you're behind, you will enter a negative number. And you can check the time zone here if you want to understand or know your offset from the time zone that you live in. You can use this link I've provided here to savvytime.com where it'll actually tell you the offset hours and then you can type that in. So that's it. It's very, very simple. Now, what information you get when you type the symbol in is you see the current price, you see the change in price, you see the information about the exchange, you see information about the company, where its headquarters, which industry and all that. You also have at the bottom the description of the company itself. On the right side, you have all the price, latest day's price information. What was the opening price? What was the low? What was the high? What was the previous day close? What was the extended hours price information? So all of that information is pulled in automatically. You also get the market cap and the PE information. Then you have the price history, like the 52-week range here, and you can see that today, right now, it's at 237.58, and the 52-week high is 246. So it's pretty close to the high right now. And then the share volume is how many shares are outstanding, and also the trading volume today, and then the average volume also. So all of this information is available instantly to you. That's what the template does. Now let's talk about in the next section how all this information is actually coming through, right? So in order to explain that, I'm just going to start typing in a symbol here. Let's just go with the same example, MSFT. So I typed in MSFT, and now I can go into the data tab and click on stocks. Now this actually is how you can convert a regular cell into a magical cell where Excel will start relating it to a specific type of data. So right now, until now, it is still a blank cell or a cell, a regular cell, like all of these cells, right? But once I actually go in here and say, this is a data type and this is the specific symbol that I want you to associate with. Since MSFT as a stock symbol is traded on multiple exchanges, Excel is asking which one do you want to associate with. If there was a unique symbol that you had, then you wouldn't get this option. It'll automatically associate. But since it's a symbol that has multiple exchanges, it's asking us to choose. So I'm going to choose the NASDAQ. Now, immediately you see that it puts a symbol here, and now it is no longer just a regular cell. It has some other capabilities. Now, in order to see what those capabilities are, you can right click, for example, and then show the data type card. This is where you will see what additional rich data Excel can provide about this one stock symbol. So I'm going to show you here the image, the stock price information, and all of this, right? This is all that is available about this specific stock. Now, it may seem familiar because we are pulling in almost the same information here. So the template's purpose is to make that data in a more flexible, customizable, different layout as you need it, right? That's the purpose of the template. So I've designed it in this way, which makes it easy for me to read rather than go to show data type card. You can still get that same information, but it takes a few more clicks and you cannot customize this view. So that's what we can do in this template. Now, this is all the information that's available. Great. Now, how can I use this cell in other ways? So let me give you a couple of tips here. So I can do now, as soon as I click, you'll see that little insert data icon. So now I can actually insert the data. So let me say currency. You will see that Excel has added it to the cell. And now I can go to I can actually click on it again and now say, show me the price, let's say. You see that it keeps appending column-wise to the next column any additional information I need. So you can extract the data using this approach, but I'm going to tell you other approaches, which is a lot more dynamic and a lot more fun. So I'm going to delete this for now. One last thing before we move on to the formulas is if you determine that you made the wrong association. Let's say, for example, instead of the NASDAQ, I want one of these other exchanges to be associated for MSFT. I can go in and say data type change. So if it wrongly associates, which can happen sometimes, you can do it. And I'm going to now, one of the problems that I will talk about later is that you see that it cannot understand even the same name that appears in a symbol. So it should detect it, but I don't know why it doesn't. The search is not really something that I would consider as a great experience at this point. If I again type MSFT, and now I can see all these different stocks exchanges. So I can go ahead and choose Ukrainian stock exchange. So you can always change the association by choosing right click, data type, change. So that gives you the flexibility to go back and update. Now let's go into the next section where we will talk about two different types of formulas that we can use to retrieve this information into Excel. The first one is the dot. I'm calling it the dot formulas. I'm not sure what the technical name is, but you can see that I have a dot and then I can put in the price information. So I_SYM here in this formula is nothing but this cell. So you see that I clicked on the cell. You see I've given the name I_SYM for symbol, I for input, to this cell. And you can change the name whatever you would like if you want to change it. But the point here is that whatever your stock symbol, that data type cell is, and then you do a dot, and then you do whatever value you want. So you can do, instead of price, if I want to say change, I can then change. But you can see all those attributes are available for you to choose from. And that is how I brought in the price information here. If we go back here to the previous example, I can do cell P2, which is the magic cell where the stocks data type is, dot, and I can pull in that information. So this is how the dot formulas can be used. Let's talk about the second type of formula, which I like it a little bit more, which is using a function called FieldValue. I have used it in all these places, but I'm going to use this as an example here where I have said FieldValue requires, that function requires two inputs. One is like value, which is the stock. In this case, this is my stock cell. And then I can use any text value to represent the field name. So I can use, in this case, I've done employees. And if I've wrapped it up with an if error, so that if it's an error, then say not available, but it actually goes and pulls the employees data. So let me illustrate this here. Field value, I will choose this cell P2, comma, what field name do I want? So if I type in employees, and now it goes and pulls the employees data. So this is how the field value function works. I like it because I can use a reference instead of a hard-coded like employees. I can refer to another cell. So the benefit of this is now I can go in and say, hey, let me pull the year incorporated there, and I will do the employees below. So now you can easily change these things and make it your own version of your stock lookup without having to do a lot of new formulas. And that's the benefit of the field value function. For the last part of this video, I want to talk about some of the issues or the gaps that I faced while using the stocks data type in Excel. So the first gap or the issue that I see is that there is no complete list of symbols. So there is nothing that I can download and say, this is the complete list of symbols for which the data is available through this stocks data type feature. Number two, even those exchanges that seem to have been listed as available, not all the indices or the stocks are available. So it seems to be somewhat limited. Let me show you an example. I'm going to click on this Microsoft link that I've provided to you, where it'll pull in all the exchanges. This is the file. This is the page from Microsoft, and you can see that all these different exchanges data seems to be available, and also there is a delay of 30 minutes in this case, and I think for the NASDAQ or the United States exchanges there was a 15-minute delay. So whatever we were looking at earlier, there could be up to a 15-minute delay to real time. Now, even within the exchanges listed here, I found that some of the things are not showing up. So for example, I can pull in NASDAQ, but I cannot pull in, so I think if I do NASDAQ, it may not fully understand. And now when I go in and choose, okay, this is the index. So NASDAQ composite index, I can pull in the price information, but I cannot, for example, pull in Russell 2000. So some indices are available, some are not. So there seems to be, again, going back to the number one reason, if there was a complete list, we can verify what's not, what's there. But otherwise, this is a gap in my opinion. Number three, the search is very, very not easy to work with. I think if I go back and I type in NASDAQ 100, let's say, it says I cannot find it. But if I do NDX, and you can see that NASDAQ 100 is actually there, but it still didn't pull up. And I know this because I spent a bunch of time and found out how to search, and that's how I know, but there are many things that I still don't know. So this is something I would consider as a big problem. The search doesn't seem to be function as we would normally expect in a search. You need to know exactly the code, and sometimes even then I think it's a problem. So the search could be improved. Number four, dividend data is not available right now. So, given that there is a lot of information that's coming through, but still dividend data is not one of them. So that's something that could be improved in the future. And finally, you can get individual stocks, you can get some of the indices, you can get currency pairs, like I think let's see, Euro, USD. So this is something like Euro to US dollars. So you can get the currency pairs data. But what are missing are commodities or futures. Those cryptocurrencies also do not seem to be available at this point. So hopefully they will be added in the future, and that will make it a full-fledged solution for this type of information in Excel. So that's the end of this video. Please share your experience with the stocks data type. And, I'm expecting things to be different with different exchanges, different countries. So I would really love to hear from you what your experience is. If you download this template, please let me know if everything works the same way or if it works differently for your data. In the next video, we're going to see the stock price chart template, where we will actually use another function called stock history, which again opens the door for so much analysis and data visualization that we're going to be seeing that for a lot of the videos in the 30 videos. But we'll start with the stock price chart template, which will be very dynamic, interactive template using the stock history function. I can't wait to talk to you all tomorrow about that video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and please share with others if you think they will benefit from this. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.